Welcome to Hood Champion Boxing and Sports. In boxing, you find a way to win or you find a way to lose. And when it comes to Canelo Alvarez, he's at a position now where it's like put up or shut up. Okay, WBC kind of has drawn the line in the sand when it comes to Canelito, and this run that he's been on for the last few years, moving up and down weights, doing great things for his career, okay? No matter how you feel about Canelo's doing great things for his career, great things for the sport of boxing. But it looks like the real deal is about to start, but I'm not so sure things are gonna go the direction that everyone is predicting in their analysis of David Benavidez versus Demetrius Andrade. And I personally think right now, Canelo Alvarez is slated, sorry, something was in my eye. I think Canelo Alvarez is slated to take a look at fighting David Benavidez, right? I think that's kind of the direction everybody feels Canelo's going. But let me tell y'all something. Demetrius Andrade could have different plans. Y'all sitting here acting like Demetrius Andrade can't fight. And when I say y'all, I'm not talking about everyone. I'm just talking about that percentage of people who just feel David Benavidez is just going to walk through Demetrius Andrade. Now, to that, I got to say, hold your horses. Let's not take it to the stupid. But at the same time, I can understand why someone is siding with David Benavidez. When you look at David Benavidez, he's big, he's strong, right? He's highly skilled, right? You're watching the things he does in the ring, his defense, everything is very deceptive. But in that fight against Caleb Plant, David Benavidez was doing some great things. You can tell that he's one of those guys like Terence Crawford and others, and Canelo, they're gym rats. He lives in the gym. When he and Demetrius Andrade square off, let's just say this, right? Them first 6 rounds, I think are going to be interesting. I personally think Demetrius Andrade, I think he's going to come out fast, but I don't think as fast as what maybe he's done in the past at other opponents. I think Demetrius Andrade is going to be very aware of stamina and to not develop low energy in the later rounds if it goes that far. But my thing is this, right? I'm telling you, when I look at it and the activity of both, the inactivity of both, the fact that Demetrius Andrade has had to bubble up to 168, he didn't look so strong in his last fight. And the fact that let me tell you something. He just hasn't fought enough, right? But that doesn't mean he doesn't have a chance. So I want to make sure I'm clear on that. I think Benavidez should be favored to win this fight. But what if? Okay? Just what if? Okay? Demetrius Andrade beats David Benavidez. Because for those of you who are cussing at the screen right now, I get it. We're just having a conversation. What I will say is the best fighter isn't the fighter who wins the match. It's the fighter who boxes the best, or the boxer who fights the best on that night. We've seen upsets happen in boxing. We've seen it happen. Guys who aren't supposed to win get the win. And we're all sitting there wondering, how did that happen? So with Demetrius Andrade and David Benavidez, let's just say Demetrius Andrade makes the impossible possible and he clips David Benavidez. Let's say Andrade does it, right? What happens to Canelo's plan, the WBC plan, for Canelo to go and fight his mandatory David Benavidez? Is he going to be forced to fight Demetrius Andrade now? So this is where it comes down to what I'm talking about. Canelo, you got to pick your poison, champ. Because if Demetrius Andrade beats David Benavidez, Canelo has to make a decision. Y'all want to bet some money that if Demetrius Andrade beats David Benavidez, Canelo won't fight him? My boy Mills, he put that comment in there. He said Canelo will fight Crawford before he fights Demetrius Andrade. And you know what? I think that would happen. And I think it'd be Canelo's choice, and I think that would be his priority. I think that would be PBC's priority, Showtime's priority. I think if, in fact, somehow there's some kind of partnership with DAZN, or if it ends up in Saudi, who knows what's going to happen. But I think I'll put it to this way, because I'm always talking about this. I think the secret society would be on board. I think the key decision makers would be on board. I think PBC and Showtime would be on board. I think the networks, I think everyone involved, the people we know about and the people we don't know about, I think they will all be on board. Because with the kind of money that they're paying Canelo, they can't afford to have a pay-per-view flop. You got to understand, Canelo and Jamel Charlo did 650 to 700,000 pay-per-view buys. Those are great numbers. But if Canelo fought Demetrius Andrade, I think those numbers would drop significantly. But if he fought Terence Crawford, that's going over $1 million. That's going over $1 million. You know Crawford's going to want to get paid, and they got to pay Canelo. That's going over $1 million. Easy. You can't make me believe that Terence Crawford, at this point in time, his profile's not bigger than Demetrius Andrade. I truly believe that would do over $1 million. I mean, you got people across all sports, man. Baseball, basketball, not just the combatants from UFC and boxing and bare knuckle. I'm talking about tennis, all sports, A-listed, from Hollywood to Hollywood. Everybody be talking about that. Because we know what Terence Crawford brings to the table. It doesn't matter about his weight. It's the fact that people want to see a mashup, crash up. They want to see a fight. And Terence Crawford's going to fight. Even if he gets hit with something, I think he may, head for the hills to get out of danger and then say, okay, time for plan B. Time to change up the attack. Try to refine the strategy. Time to make adjustments. But he's not just going to sit on the outside and be scared the rest of the fight. No, but he'll get the hell out of trouble and reset and come back with a different approach until he figures it out. And the reason I say it is because he always figures it out. But if Canelo power is too much for Terence Crawford, he may not have a chance to shift gears the way he normally does in a fight. But that being said, Canelo got to pick his own poison. But I just don't think he'll go out and fight Demetrius Andrade. And it's like bittersweet, because Demetrius Andrade is finally somewhere where he's getting an opportunity to fight huge names. I'm not saying he didn't have opportunities to fight people, but like a name like David Benavidez, I don't think he would have gotten that opportunity staying over there with Eddie Hearn. Getting an opportunity to possibly be in line to fight a damn Canelo. Hell, he could end up fighting Terence Crawford if he beats Benavidez. To be honest with you, we just don't know what's going to happen. We just don't know. And that's what's so interesting. And when people sit here with their crystal balls talking about, nah, let's not even talk about that. That's not going to happen. Hey, to that I say, how you know? Well, you're crystal ball champ. How you know what the hell's going to happen? This is boxing. Can't nobody predict what's going to go on in this damn sport. Most we can do is sit here, do our research, due diligence, and just come up, for me, I come up with a conversation. But that being said, we just have to wait and see. But that's what the conversation should be. Canelo's going to have to pick his poison. Because outside of Terence Crawford, if Andre beats David Benavidez, then who's Canelo going to fight? Morrell? Oh boy, because I just don't think Canelo wants to fight Andre. And that's what we need to see. What can Canelo do? Go up and fight Bivol? A fight that we know he ain't going to win. As much as he says, he was injured that fight there. He can't beat Bivol. Was he going to go fight Benavidez? You better leave him alone. Even though, that may be an interesting fight because Benavidez isn't floating like a butterfly, stinging like a bee. But Benavidez, he's got some lightning in those hands. That'd be the first time you see Canelo get knocked out. That could be an interesting fight. He goes up and picks up at least 3/4 of the titles. At 175, he could fight Benavidez and beat him. And then he'll be in line to try to become undisputed at 175 and fight Bivol in a rematch. But, the WBC's tripping, man, with Bivol and not wanting him to... Anyway, man, I don't feel like getting into all that crap. I've talked enough about that. But they're doing Bivol a little dirty. But that being said, let's sit back. Let's wait and see. This just adds another layer to things. And I'm telling you right now, Canelo and his team, and PBC and Showtime and everyone who's behind Canelo, right? They're looking for huge fights. I'm gonna tell you, don't be surprised if Canelo goes out there to Saudi to fight somebody. Don't be surprised, because he does what he wants, and he's earned that right. I'm just saying, man, let's just have an open mind about what's really next for Canelo. If in fact if in fact Demetrius Andrade beats Benavidez and Canelo doesn't want to fight him, and if for some reason Bud is tied up fighting someone else and Canelo is kind of there without a fight, who's he gonna fight? Jamal Charlo? Rematch Caleb Plant? Fight David Morrell? I mean, who's he gonna fight at 168? That's all I'm saying. When you look at who his mandatories are, it's kind of interesting. So to me, if he doesn't want to fight Andre, if Andre beats Benavidez, maybe it's Morrell. If not, we just and Crawford's not available. We just have to wait and see. So as far as what's next with Canelo, I think we just have to wait and see. I think right now it's Benavidez, but I don't know. But he's gonna have to pick his poison. We're gonna see. He may not fight either one of them, but I don't know. Jamal Charlo may be an interesting fight. I'm not so sure Jamal wins. He's out here talking about smoking people, and killing people. I don't know. Jamal needs to just chill out somewhere. But that could be a good fight for Canelo, fighting the twin brother, the naturally bigger guy, and see how that goes. Could be a more interesting fight than with Jamal. That being said, more to come on old Canelito. If Demetrius Andrade beats David Benavidez, what does Canelo do? Gonna have to pick if he wants to make that big money. Who's he gonna go after to make sure he can get over $1 million in pay-per-view sales? I think Crawford is the go-to guy. Doesn't mean it's gonna happen, but we gotta wait and see. That being said, y'all keep cool. Shout out to the veterans, all 7 continents, in the breeze.